You are watching The Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa. This is The Female Show, the show that nails the exceptional stories of females in the agribusiness and food industry. You are watching The Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa.
Hello, a very warm welcome to Richmore Media. This is a female show. I know you miss us. We also miss you. So we are back live on Richmore Media. So we are live here in London on Richmore Radio. We are live on our YouTube, live on Facebook, and live. We are streaming live everywhere in the world now. Today, I bring you a wonderful lady. A lady shaking the agribusiness industry in South Africa. I've known her since 2021 and I love her zeal. So I just want you to listen to her. I want you to be inspired. That is why I have brought her on The Female Show, the only show in the world now that mails the extraordinary stories of women in food and agribusiness. So I am going to thank our proud sponsors who have made this show possible. We have OA Pay. If you're sending money to Ghana or to Nigeria from anywhere in Europe, your best bet is OA Pay. And do you know the good news? The good news is if you're sending this and using this app, OA Pay app, just use the coupon code RICHMO. So RICHMO, and you get extra bonus of £10. Yes, you heard me. 10 solid pounds free just because you use RICHMO. So please pick up your phone if you're sending money to Ghana or to Nigeria and use RICHMO as your coupon code and use OA Pay as well. And we guarantee you your beneficiary is going to get it immediately. We also have our sponsor, Ultimalt. I know we are in summer, and so we need to drink loads and loads and loads of liquid. So we have Ultimalt, the best malt now. If you want to have any sort of soft drink, if you're having a party, if you're having a funeral, if you're having any kind of celebration, please get your Ultimalt right from London. We will share their contacts with you right now, and you can call them if you're purchasing in bulk. Please do so. If you want one, you can have in supermarkets and in shops right here in London. So now I introduce my guest to you. My guest is I call her Lebodi. Lebodi from South Africa. She is a poultry farmer, and she's a swagger, you know. She is a swagger in the poultry farm industry in South Africa. She is making the sector very attractive. She's young, beautiful, sexy, you know, but she's making money with her poultry farm. So I am going to have a fireside chat with Lebodi. Hello, my baby.
Hi, Nana. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, and how is South Africa?
South Africa is cold today. We had snow the past 2 days for the first time in ages, but so far we are doing well, and yeah, it's great.
Wow. The world is really amazing. It's snowing in South Africa, and the sun is shining in England.
It was snowing. It's only getting better today, but the first 2 days it was all white. And
Wow.
we're so excited. We're not used to that weather.
So how are farmers coping? If it's snowing in South Africa, how are farmers coping? How are you coping? How are the chickens coping?
So it means more money because we need to keep them warm. So we need to, include more things to make sure that we are productive and we have the correct produce after. So it's a tricky situation, especially for farmers. But thank God that now we're going into into technology. So people are farming in the, enclosed environments, and yeah, we're adapting to technology. So, but otherwise, for those that are farming the old ways, yeah, it's really hitting hard on them. But anyway, we survive. We farmers, you must survive.
Mm, lovely. I know you're a poultry farmer. You have chickens. I know people start agribusinesses or farms with different reasons they start. I mean, everybody has a reason why they started, right? I want you to
Yeah.
tell me.
Well,
If
initially,
I meet you, if I meet you now, I probably think you're a model or an actress. Why are you in agribusiness? Why did you
well,
start?
initially, Nana, when I started my poultry business, it was just to have an extra cash in the house, right? So I was looking for a business I can do. It was not because I'm a second generational farmer. No, we never had farmers, both from my husband and my home. So it was just one thing that I wanted an extra cash, and the only thing that came to me at that time was selling chickens. So I was like, okay, let me try this chicken business and see where it can take me. But because I didn't have land, I didn't have experience, I absolutely had nothing with regards to agriculture. So what I did is I started becoming a reseller. So I looked for farmers who already started, growing chickens, and I went and bought 50 chickens from them, and then I sold to my mom. My mom was the first person that I sold to. When the idea came that I needed to grow chickens, I told her, and she was like, "Can you give me 50 chickens?" And that's actually how we started. So the 50, I went and bought it with my husband, and we slaughtered it in our garage. So we had our own little abattoir that we started. It was just me, my husband, and our helper. And then from there, when we delivered to my mom, the teachers from her school liked the chickens because they said they were clean and they were freshly done. Because one thing about me, I love good presentable things. So then from there, they started ordering 50 more, then 100 more. Then we were like, oh, this is actually our business. We didn't make money back then when we were starting because all of our money was just getting finished from buying and delivering, the petrol cost and everything. But the fact that we had people ordering and we were growing, you could see the growth. That's when we were like, this is our core business and we're gonna go into it. That's how we started. And from there, from just wanting an extra cash to loving it. I love my chicken business. I think everybody can attest to it. Every day I dream about it, I talk about it, and I'm very out there, especially with my chicken business. So it changed from wanting an extra cash to actually assisting people. Because now with our chicken business, we have people who are ordering from us and reselling. So we're actually making an impact on other people who are not working or are unemployed. And I'm also, helping them into growing chickens. So now it's more than that. Actually, I even diverted from doing my engineering qualification into agriculture. I did my master's because I really now fell in love with it. So yeah, that's how we actually started, Nana.
Oh, that's amazing. So did you start with your husband? Because I heard we that's
Yeah.
how we started. That
Yeah.
it starts with
We
oh.
started with my husband. Yeah, it was me and my husband when we went to look for chickens. So it has always been me and him. It's just that he's very social media shy, so you will not see him in Facebook or Instagram. He's the man. He's actually the real farmer, and then I run the agribusiness part. So I always tell people that I'm an agripreneur, and then my husband is the real farmer who feeds the chickens. So that's how actually we started, yeah, supporting each other and leveraging on our own strength and weaknesses, because I'm very bad with growing them, but I'm good with the business side of agriculture, and he's good with growing chickens, but he's not as good in the agribusiness part of it, so we just gel. Yeah.
Now I'm interested in this part. So you started a business with your husband, right?
Yes.
How is it? Because I can imagine living at home if you're doing something or if you're cooking in the kitchen you fight, right? So how are you able to start to manage a business together? Tell me more because I know some couples are listening, some people who really want to start business with their partners, but
No, no, look, I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not easy, but it's when we started, we had a lot of conflict, because now it one thing about the business, what it did to us, it actually helped us to know each other more. Because before then, it was all lovey-dovey, but when we're in business, I realized that he doesn't like talking, and I was frustrated that when you're in people, when you are within people, you must talk, you must engage. And he was like, I don't like that. I want to work, but being in front of the camera and making all this, that's not me. So and then I also don't like being in the coop for long. I'm just there to do my marketing. I take pictures and I post. That's my strength. And then when we started, he was like, but you don't work. How come you just come and take pictures and we have to work? So until we sat down and we understood that, we just have to understand that I'm good at this, you are good at growing. So let's just give each other space. I will not come and interfere in your day to day. But when I want the product, please make sure you give me the correct product so I can take it to the world. And then he was like, no, it's fine. So when we have meetings or we have to negotiate, he will like, go alone. It's fine. I don't like talking. So you are the one who will talk for us. So that's how we actually did it. We do fight, but the nice thing about it is that you cannot fight forever when you are business partners, because at some point you need to talk. We can fight about our house things, but 5 minutes down the line, somebody needs to answer to a business request, and then that's how we then go back and say, yeah, did you make sure that did you deliver that chickens? So there's no room for fighting. Actually, you just have to make sure that you are talking. We only fight for 5 minutes, and then that's it. We have to talk.
So what was your actual role? What do you play? So you're the co-founder, right? So what is your role as a co-founder? Do you have any skill sets or expertise? I know that you have your masters in agribusiness, but what do you actually do in the business?
My core was record keeping, number one. So I was the one doing when we get orders, I'll make sure that I record keep them, and then also market the business, brand it, make it alive on social media. So I came with all these ideas, the website, the branding of the clothes, and just making sure that I build the brand and going to the retailers and look for more markets. Whilst them on the other side, they were growing chickens. So I just made sure that the money is there. It's the accounting part is done correctly. We have our accountants. I liaise with them to make sure that we run our business professionally. Because one thing about me, even if you grow 50 chickens, you must treat yourself like a commercial farmer. That's how I've always had that mentality, that you don't look down on yourself simply because you're growing 100 chickens. You can grow 100 chickens and still act like you're growing 100,000, and then you treat it like that. So that has always been me. I'm a very strict person, especially when it comes to processes. When you meet your clients, how you should present yourself, what you should say, how you should present. Those are the things that were my core, impact on the business. While my husband was the one feeding the chickens.
All right, so we have young people watching you. We have old people. I mean, and those who want to start. So we have aspiring agribusiness entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs and existing
Yeah.
ones watching you.
Yes.
Now, I just want to ask you, and I want you to be honest, like really honest with me. Is it
Yeah.
difficult? Is entrepreneurship difficult?
It
Or is
is.
it rosy? Like the stories we
No,
see, and like
no.
how how we see your photos on Instagram, on Facebook, like posing with your chickens and your stuff. Is it really difficult?
It's not easy at all, but I always tell people, especially those who want to start, that your why must be strong enough, because business is not easy. Why you are starting should be strong enough, because there's gonna be failures, there's gonna be loss. Sometimes you're not even gonna make profit. It's not gonna make sense. But if your why is so strong, you just stay the course. So it's not easy. We show you what we want to show you. But when the money is not making sense, we don't post those things. When the chickens are dying, we don't post those things. When we run out of money, we don't post those things. But one thing that we do is you just keep yourself positive. You wake up, you look forward to another day. You don't count the failures, but you count the victories. With okay, I was at 50 last year, I'm at 100 this year. So you just continue being a positive person, and you need to, one thing about entrepreneurship, you must not get validation from outside, because not everybody's gonna understand you, not everybody's gonna clap hands for you. Sometimes people are just gonna act like they don't even see your post that you are selling. But if you trust your product, you trust yourself, and you have confidence in your product, you push every day. People follow processes. That's one thing I've learned throughout the entrepreneurship life, that people follow results. So once you show people that I have been there, consistency, I'm doing this thing, one way or the other, you will be successful. So it's not easy, but it's doable, and it's the most fulfilling thing you could ever do.
This is amazing. I am inspired, and I know that those who watch now are also inspired. So, if you just joined us, this is Richmore Media, and we are live in London from Richmore Radio. We're also live on YouTube, live on Facebook. So, please log on and watch this amazing woman who is actually shaking the agribusiness industry in South Africa. So, I am speaking to Lebo from who is a poultry farmer in South Africa. So, Lebo, we're going to show some of your work because we need to see what you're doing, and I know that you're doing a lot on the system. So we will
Okay, you
you
are
will have to
muted, Nana.
explain to us what you're doing. And so I saw this photo. Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah. So what was it? What is this your
All right.
avatar?
Yeah,
Are these your workers?
yeah. Actually, we were preparing an order for the boarding schools, so we are supplying to boarding schools in Mpumalanga. That's my province in South Africa. So this abattoir is actually owned by a friend of mine. So I have mine coming up. I've been funded by the government for my own abattoir. So this friend actually allowed me to use their facility to, process and also learn, because I have mine coming up. So it's a good relationship that I have with them, and then I go and work whenever I've got my orders with them, just so I can get experience. So yeah, this is just amazing.
Wow.
That's a friend of mine.
I really love this, and I want to touch on that. So you don't have your own avatar, but you're able to process your chicken in a friend's avatar.
Yes.
What lesson do we need to get to learn from this? Do we need to get everything before we start to scale?
No, start with what you have and collaborate with others. The pie is big enough for everyone. So what you have, you just start with it, and then you find people who are doing the same thing, and make sure you've got a good relationship. Because one thing about farming, you cannot farm alone. It's not sustainable if you're alone. But if you've got friends who are owning things, and you've got good relationships, and you assist each other, that makes life easier. Because now I get to get experience. Even my staff people, I send them to the abattoir so they can also learn whilst ours is being built. So it's like we're sharing information, and I always tell people that we're a different generation. We are not a generation, or we share information. One thing about the new farmers, the upcoming farmers, we share information. We are not selfish. We are doing the same thing, but we don't have jealousy or feel threatened by the other one. We believe in collaboration. So yeah.
All right. So I love the fact that you're able to share this because not everybody will share, right? You said you share
Yeah.
with others, you share experiences, you discuss things. So networking obviously is very important. What
Very
will
much.
you advise young people? I'm interested in young people because it's really tough out there. All right. And I'm well, because I'm an entrepreneur now and because I am old in the system, I really don't encourage everybody to be in entrepreneurship. My
Oh,
bad.
it's up.
Tough. But then if you have that guts, if you are bold, if you're daring enough to be an entrepreneur, then
Yeah.
please advise entrepreneurs. What resources do they need to be able to start or scale their businesses? You have been there. You are a
Yeah.
practical, I mean, a practicing poultry farmer. So please
Yeah.
tell us.
Um, First of all, don't be afraid to study. And now there's more focus on young people and women. And there's more programs like Ignite, for an example, AWEC. So there's quite a lot of programs that are there to help to assist you, add knowledge to what you're doing. Remember, entrepreneurship on its own is like a degree. So you have to be taught. You have to be taught on how to manage your finances, on how to do your branding, on how to do your marketing. All of these things, you cannot just sleep and then wake up knowing everything. It's all these programs that we are attending. So don't be afraid to go to school, even if it's not a formal education, informal. These programs, they are for free. Just be on the lookout. The nice thing about social media is that they are posted on Facebook. If there's a program coming up, it's usually free. You apply and then you tell that you're a startup or you want to improve, but don't sit at the corner and say my business is not working. It's not working because you're not doing something right. So spend time investing in the business, spend time in developing yourself as a person as well. Because entrepreneurship, remember, you have to know how to interact with others, you have to know how to communicate, you have to know how to behave around, potential investors. So those things, you cannot just wake up with them. You have to be taught. It's only few, maybe 10% you wake up and then you are born into that, you know. So, but yeah, that's my package.
All right. So, so what were you doing? Is it the same? Yes, that
So
is.
yeah, so this it shows. I think the first slide, it was the branding with the government logo on it. So it shows that we partnered with the government for to supply to the boarding schools of the government. So I was just showcasing what we were doing. We're packaging the 5 kgs, the drumstick, and what we do. The most interesting thing about this, Nana, is that we're using Bumalanga farmers. So it's local farmers. We've created market for them. So I coordinate that part. So if you are a small scale farmer and you don't have a market, you grow these chickens and then you tell me we take to the abattoir, we slaughter and further process them and package and take to the schools and then we pay you. So the government has opened those markets for just small scale farmers because that's one of the challenges: access to market and access to funding that a lot of farmers are struggling to get. So from Pumalanga, it's really what they did for farmers is amazing. They've created that market specifically for small scale farmers, that when you grow your 100 chickens, you know for sure that if you can't sell them, there's label who will make sure that these chickens go to the boarding schools and the kids get fed and you get your money. So yeah.
This is more than masterclass. I've spent more than no, no, I mean less than 30 minutes with you, and I've really learned. I've learned partnership. I've learned about it's a partnership and also networking, right? So you don't need to get it all before you start or scale.
Yes,
If you're watching
yes.
us right now, this is Richmond Media, and I'm talking to Lebo, who is a poultry farmer in South Africa. And trust me, I am learning, and I'm sure you're going to be inspired and learn as well. So, Lebo, now I just want you to tell me,
Yes.
you have started farming. I saw you on social media showcasing your farm. Was it a farm or a land? You are going to build something.
Land. Yes,
Wait,
yes.
and I saw dignitaries on that land. I saw cameras on that land. What was happening?
So it was a sort turning for the for my houses. So I've gotten funding from the department. So they were actually handing over the farm to the contractor so the construction can start. Meaning by November I will be at a commercial scale. We will be raising 43,000, and also the abattoir or part of the construction and the further processing. So I've learned that when I approached the department, I told them that initially I'd wanted the chicken houses only. But as I work with others, I realized that more money is actually on the processing, the secondary, the agro processing. And then I requested again that they assist me with the abattoir and the further processing. So they did that, and I was so happy. So all of these people that were there, they were actually there to celebrate the handing over of the site to the contractor so that they build, and then by November probably it will be done, and then the dignitaries will be launching it officially and giving it back to us. Then we start working and employing all these people that were there because everybody's looking for a job.
Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations. This
Thank
is
you so
huge.
much, Nana. Thank
So,
you
are
so
you
much.
sure you're not able to do this because you can talk, you're beautiful, you are outgoing, you're daring? What if I am introvert? What if I am not able to interact with people? I mean, how do I do all these things?
There's two options you have. If you're an introvert and even if you go through trainings, you still an introvert, partner with someone that you know. Sorry. partner with someone that you can trust, and they can work with you. And in partnership, it will make you go, a long way. If you see that I'm a very shy person, I don't want to be out there, get someone who will be, out there and make sure that the business runs for you, because really you can't be an introvert and run a business. Or get PR company.
Oh, so you can't be an introvert and in business and be in
No,
business.
no, 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 no. You don't need to
Wow.
be there out there unless you are a property investor where you don't need to make noise. The money will just work for you. But if you are in a business of selling and growing things, you have to be out there. You have to be known. People need credibility needs to be built. And how do they do that? By knowing you, and they're building trust. And now everywhere where I go, they know that there's Lebo, mother of the chicken. So even the brand now speaks for itself. Before I even introduce myself, they know because I make noise. But my husband on the other side is an introvert, and he's like doing well there at the back growing the chickens while I'm making noise and making sure that we get all these deals. So partner, partner, partner.
Partner. So are you mentoring others? Are you showing the way? Are you telling
Yes,
people you are okay? So
I
who are you
am.
mentoring?
I had about 67 mentees. Yeah, so what I would do, because I would get all these requests from Facebook, can you mentor me? I want to start. So what I would do is I would just gather them, have a session with them, maybe on a Thursday, and then rope in other people who are doing great in their commodities, especially agriculture. If you are good in livestock, I'll invite you. You come and share information with others. And then I've got a few that I work with them, close by, and I've seen that they are doing very well. There's a lady that I mentored here in South Africa. She's doing so well. And I tell them that, guys, I don't have all day, and I don't have time. So if I make 1 hour with you, make sure that after we've done our mentorship session, you are going to implement what I've told you to implement. So she's the only lady that I know that really went and did, and she's doing so well. She is just amazing. She's coming up, and others, obviously, there and there, I assist them with getting funding and how to brand. And social media is very important. I think I learned from Ignite that your social media presence says a lot about you. So if you are building your brand, just make sure that it's out there. You are talking about your brand, you're not mixing, meaning it's jokes. One moment is this. Just make sure that you are very strategic about what you post. If you can follow me on social media, Fanana, I post about my business, my education, and my politics, what, because that's what I want the world to know me. But my family, I'm very skeptical and I'm very private about them. That's my private life. But the business is out there. You will think you know me, but you don't know me, you know the brand. So it's very much important that
So so you are
yeah.
mentoring others, and do you have mentors? Do you have people you look up to as well?
I have 100 mentors. I don't have okay. I have one now that is dedicated to me through another program that I'm working with close by. But otherwise, I learn from others. So I don't have one specific mentor. So everybody, where if it's an abattoir, I'll have a mentor in abattoir. Commercial farming, poultry, I'll have a mentor there. So everywhere I want to go, finance, I have a mentor there. So I just everybody that I can learn from, they are automatically my mentor. Even though it's not a formal relationship, but as long as I can learn from you, then I'm a mentor. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much. So you are still watching Richmore Media on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you just joined us, this is Lebo, a poultry farmer from. Let me just say she is a swag poultry farmer because she is making the sector very attractive. You see here, you would love to be in poultry farm. Okay, Lebo. So now we know that you're doing this with your husband, right? Do you
Yes.
have kids? You want to talk about your family? I mean, feel free to say no because that
Yes.
is
No, no,
private.
I have two beautiful kids. No, I have two beautiful kids. I have a son who's 10 years, and my daughter is turning 5 now in September. And yeah, they're amazing. The daughter is more like me. The son likes the money, but we try and involve them in the business. So he's saying when he grows up, he wants to become a business person so he can take over. So I'm glad that we are now instilling the business and entrepreneurial skills in them. So yeah, I've got two beautiful kids. Even though they complain that mom is always busy, but I try and make time whenever I'm free to
Is it
spend
is
time
it
with
is
them.
it is it difficult to juggle business and family? How?
It is, yeah, it is. But having a support system is also crucial in an entrepreneurship, because my parents are very much involved. So whenever I'm busy with my trips, they take my kids, so they never feel like they are left alone in the house. They go home with my parents, and yeah. But support system is very important. But juggling the two, they do complain sometimes. But I always say that mommy is just securing the bag. It will be done in no time. Everything will run itself. But for now, let mommy work.
Mm.
No.
Okay, so you want to talk about your business. I tried to pronounce it, but I really don't know
Ganyese.
about that name.
So you can
Ganyes.
say it's a star. It's a
All
star.
right, so where is it located? And if somebody wants to buy your poultry, because the person is watching Rich More and it's in South Africa, or is planning to come to South Africa, where can the person get your products?
My business is based in Mpumalanga, Elukwatini, Jagastad. That's where the farm is. I've got two lands. The other one that I'm operating on, the small scale one, and then the bigger one. It's about 10 kilometers away from each other in Mpumalanga. The abattoir will be there, the feather processing will be there, so everything will just be a one stop shop from there. Yeah, so it's in
I
Mpumalanga.
love how you pronounce that. Wow. So, what is the next big thing? Now, I've seen that you're going to start your formal avatar. What is the next big thing?
The
Because we are
next
looking out
thing
for.
I want to export, Nana. My heart is in exporting the product because I don't believe I'm a provincial business person. I believe I'm a global person. So I need to get my products all over, across countries. I just want to export. So I'm busy with the licensing, filling in the export permits and making sure that I comply. So I'm busy with the food safety standards and, getting all of that. The FSSC 2001, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I'm busy with those processes because I really want to export. I want my product to be all over, even to
Mm,
London, to come. So you can have it
yay!
in Ghana as well.
All right, lovely. So, how do you intend to export? So you process your chicken, right? And we
Yes.
talked about partnership, we talked about collaboration. I'm also giving you an idea. Maybe you can collab. You don't need to really travel all the way or export all your stuff, but you can actually collaborate with companies out
Exactly.
here and
Yeah.
companies in Africa, right?
That would be great, actually.
Yeah, so if you're watching us and you're interested in poetry or you're even interested in investing in African women in business, please contact Richmond Media. You are seeing Lebo, and I can really vouch for her because I have worked with her. I have seen
Thank
how she
you.
operates. And I've known her since 2021, so I can be her referee now.
Thank
So
you,
if you want to
Nana.
invest, if you're looking forward to investing in a business in Africa, I recommend Lebo to you. Please invest in her wherever you're watching from, Europe, America, Africa, Asia, wherever you're watching us from now. This is a business you can really invest and get your return on investment. So your last words, Lebo. If you just joined us, I have been having fun and I am inspired as well. Because yes, I have learned about support system. I have learned about partnership. I have learned about networking. So it's not all about your technical field. So you're a poultry farmer, you know how to feed your chicken, you know how to do this, do the no. It's also about networking. It's about partnership. It's about your support system. You need to really invest in your family and in the support. I mean, the system around you. Okay, so I hope that my listeners and what viewers have also gained a lot as I have. I want your last words, but before your last words, let me acknowledge my sponsors. So I have Ulti Malt, who so if you're looking for a perfect combination of sweet satisfaction and vitamins, your best bet is Ultimalt. Ultimalt, I'm sure you can get in all major supermarkets in London. And if you are having a program like a wedding, funeral, or anything that have people, please contact Richmond Media and you will get the contact numbers of all Team World to order from them. You can order in bulk or order any number you want. We also have OA Pay. If you are sending money to Africa, please use OA Pay. I mean, that is what I personally use. So use OA Pay and be sure to get your £10 when you use your coupon code RICHMO. Rich More. So RICHMO. Use your Rich More and you will get 10 pounds on your money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. So Lebo, please give us your last word.
My last words, Nana, would be start with what you have, where you are. You don't need to start big. Like I told you that I started with becoming a reseller because that's what I could afford at the time. So what you have, start with it. It's enough. And make sure that your reason for starting is so strong that when the failures come, you don't give up. Business is not easy, but it's doable and it has lots of money. That's all I can say. Thank you, Nana.
Wow, this is a master class we're giving for free. Next time I will have to invite you and then
Please.
it will be a paid master class. We need to make money, isn't it? All right, thank you very much, Lebo. I really appreciate your time and thank you. If you just joined us, I mean we are done. But then you can watch on YouTube and Facebook anytime. And so thank you also for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is Richmond Media, and this is the Female Show, the only show now in the world that makes the extraordinary stories of women in food and agribusiness. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
Thank you, Nana.
Thank you.
This is the Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa. You are watching the Female Show with Nana Adjoa Sifa. This is the Female Show, the show that nails the exceptional stories of females in the agribusiness and food industry.